Welcome in, guys. How we all doing? Push the like button to get good shiny luck hunt. Yeah, same. How we doing? Welcome in, guys. So yeah, tonight is Shroomish Spotlight Hour. So again, not the group of them at this point. Let's have a little look. See what do we have? A little shroomy doomy. The Shroom of Doom. Live chat. Okay, I think we're actually running now. God, my stream's off to a bad start. I don't know what the hell is happening, but my internet was dropping out and... Okay, I think we're actually running now. Yes, okay, I can hear myself in the background, so... Alright, let's start again. How we doing, guys? Welcome in. Hey, James. Hey, Samoka. Gelato, Negan, Jahern. Welcome in, guys. Yeah, so tonight is... yeah, I don't know what, the internet was just being a bit dicky. So, at least it's up and running now. So, how are we all doing, fellas and ladies, and so on and so on? I didn't really prepare too well for tonight's Spotlight Hour. Both my phones are running fairly low on juice. My main phone is on 38%, and my chat phone is only on 14%. So, give me a second. I need to plug them both in to the charger. Who is that on the left? I'm right here. What do you mean with, like, you mean because my hair's just tied up, so. Here we go, guys. So yeah, big weekend at PAX it was. As you guys can see, I had a fairly successful weekend at PAX. I ended up with 3 Slowpoke. I also got a hundo of the Slowpoke. And I got a Guzzlord from the very first raid that I did. So, not a bad haul. Not a bad haul indeed. Honestly, it's pretty warm. I don't think I'm going to need a jumper. I put a jumper on before I left because I thought it might be a bit chilly, but I think we'll be alright walking around in a t-shirt. Oh, maybe not. We'll take it off. You thought I shaved it all off. No, it's still there. It's just tied up at the back, see? It's all there. Just need a bit of water before we... Alright, so yeah, what I was actually going to check before the stream started playing up is... Okay, we've only got... Oh no, I was going to say, I thought we had 2 of these, which I do. So I have the full evolution line of Shroomish. So if we don't end up getting a shiny tonight, it's no big deal. I think we will survive. What's the odds of hatching Larvesta? They're not as low as they used to be. I mean, I've hatched 2 of them so far without trying. Other people have been trying and just cannot get one. So, yeah, I'm not sure of the exact odds. Mainly because Niantic doesn't release the exact odds for stuff like that. The exact shiny odds or the odds of hatching something from eggs and stuff. So, but I think it's something like, I don't know, last time I heard it was something like 1 in 500 or something like that, but it can't be that high. You can just tell me what your buddy is. That's easier than me having to go into... It's 10,000% odds. Possibly. Maybe I should have left my jumper on. Ah, it's a hundo Larvesta. Okay. Nice, dude. Well done. Alright, so... Yeah. Let's talk about the weekend and PAX and all that sort of stuff. What a long and tiring weekend, but I miss it already. Yeah, it went from Friday till Sunday. Yeah, it's now Tuesday, and I've already got them PAX blues, those post-PAX blues. Just like, I miss being at PAX. I miss being surrounded by my peoples. So good, just being surrounded by thousands of other gamers and just having fun. I mean, it's not fun being in huge crowds and having to push past people and stand in lines and all that sort of stuff all the time. But other than that, like, it's a very fun weekend, and I miss it. I miss it already. Hey, how you doing, Becky? Welcome in, dude. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Negan. At least he's back home now, sort of thing. Back where he belongs. So at least you've got a part of him. He'll always be with you. But yeah, it's always a hard thing to have to go through losing a family member and stuff. So yeah, sorry to hear. Others can't see stats, couldn't know. Exactly. So it's just like, you may as well just tell me what you got. It's like, I can't see the stats, so you could just be telling me that it's a hundo, but it might not actually be a hundo. But I believe ya. Hey, you got the shiny... I didn't. I didn't really see a lot of them over the weekend, sort of thing. I saw so many Slowpoke. Yeah, as you can see, we got quite a few of the Slowpoke. I did end up with 3 shinies, so if anybody needs a shiny detective hat wearing, whatever it is, Slowpoke, hit me up. I've got 3. If you've got a spare Pikachu, I'll take it in trades. Yeah, and like I said, I also got the hundo. Surprisingly enough, I was standing at the Nintendo booth watching some Detective Pikachu gameplay, and I clicked on a Slowpoke, and I'm just like, oh, okay, I'll take that. I posted it up on Twitter, and a couple of other people are just like, no, it's gone. Like, they went to try and get it and ended up despawning on them. So yeah, Slowpoke smashed it. 3 shinies and a hundo. But yeah, the Pikachu, I saw, probably max 20 for the whole weekend. So it was just a little bit disappointing. I was really hoping to get at least one, because I saw a whole bunch of other people getting them, and I'm like, where are mine? Why can't I find any? Why aren't they around? Why aren't they spawning? I mean, this event is the Detective Pikachu event, not Slowpoke wearing a hat event. Am I going to play Modern Warfare 3 in November? Probably not. I don't know, maybe, but probably not. It depends. We'll see how we're going when it comes to November, which is only next month at this point. Hey Taff, how you doing? You got 1 shiny Pika, 4 shiny Slowpoke, 1 Growlithe, 1 Lotad, and you did your Master Ball research. For a Galarian... Oh, sorry, you used a Master Ball you did the research. For a Galarian Articuno. Nice. Nice little haul. You got both the shinies. See, that's what I mean. Everybody else seemed to encounter the Pikachu, and I was just like, no Pikachu. It's like that John Travolta meme from Pulp Fiction when he's just like... That's what I was like when it came to Pikachu. I was just like, where is said Pikachu? I see no Pikas. I can't take a Pikachu because I couldn't see any. Funny. You got a shiny Slowpoke on both your accounts. Oh, and you got a shiny Pikachu from the Magnetic Lure. Nice. 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 So yeah, PAX in all was pretty interesting. Saw some funny comedy shows and stuff like that, like on the Saturday night. Went to a comedy show. That was very funny. Train was delayed on Friday night, or not delayed, on my way home. My trains were cancelled. I'm sitting there watching something, and it's getting close to like midnight, and I'm like, oh damn it, I have to be home because I need to go to sleep, and I need to get up and come to PAX again tomorrow. And it's just like, so I checked my timetable just to see when the train was coming so I could figure out when I had to be at the station. And of course they're like, oh, there's faults in the overhead power close to, North Melbourne station, so trains aren't running from basically there into where you're going. And I'm like, great, that's just fantastic. So I ended up having to get a taxi back to my car, which cost me like $30. But at least I ended up getting home at a decent time, because by the time I ended up getting home, it was just like, if I ended up like catching a bus to North Melbourne station and then a bus that was replacing the trains to like Yarraville station and that, I'd probably still be, on my way to the car by now. I'm just like, at least I'm at home. Yeah, so that was good. And yeah, Sunday. I played a lot of indie games. Played a whole bunch of cool stuff that's coming out in the not too distant future. If you guys jump onto the Discord server, I posted up a novel of an interesting experience that I had. And I'm still racking my brain over, and I'm not quite sure what to do about. If you guys are interested in Jimmy's personal life, you might want to like head over to that Discord server and give a little bit of a read to my long heartfelt rant about things, because I'm a little bit confused at the moment and I don't know what to do. You're very amazed on how many sales Nintendo has since its only deal with games. Only like a Pokemon don't think it's really good for. So let me start reading that again, just because it's not making sense to me. Because you're very amazed on how many sales Nintendo it has since you can only deal with games only like Pokemon. Don't think it's really good for run games on general. Just because the PS4 it's 1080p 30p. Sorry man, what are you talking about? you completely lost me there. Are you talking about Modern Warfare still, or just because you completely lost me, man? I'm sorry. It's like I was halfway through reading it. I'm like, hang on, am I just reading that wrong, or do I just not understand what he's talking about? Turns out I don't understand what you're talking about. Oh no! Oh, sorry. Yes, I should have asked you, Tef. You're okay? Just tired. Work ended early tonight, so home before midnight. Okay, nice. Well, I'm glad that you're feeling better. That is good to hear. And good that work ended early for you tonight, so you can actually jump in and catch one of the streams. Oh, shame it's not tomorrow night for raid hour, for little Guzzy McGuzzlord, or giant trash can, as I like to call him. The giant trash can. Oh, you'll be here for raid hour? Okay, cool. Cools. As you guys saw, I did end up getting my shiny from the very first raid that I did. I just happened to be in range of one of the gyms at one point, just because where you are at the convention center at PAX, you have to be in certain places, obviously, to be close to the gyms. There was one time when I was sitting in, I think it was one of the panels, and I was actually close enough to a gym. I'm like, oh, people are actually doing that raid. Jumped in, There was like 20 people in the raid and I got the shiny, so I was just like, nice, one and done. Unfortunately, the stats aren't the greatest, but it doesn't matter. Oh, you don't work like, okay. You don't have the shiny. How many raids have you done so far? Oh, it smells like poop. They've fertilized the field next to me, and there's a very strong smell of manure. It's got that, what's the word I'm thinking of? Not nitrogen. Yeah, not nitrogen. Ammonia. That's the one I'm thinking of. That very, like, strong ammonia smell. Tasty. You've done 9. Damn. Taking a huge poop. You know, not just now, but at some point today, yes. I mean, we all poop. You have 2 shiny guzzies. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people posting up that Nihiligo's been available as well, and they're all going like, what? Why is Nihiligo also available? Shouldn't it just be Guzzlord? I don't know if Niantic screwed it up or if they just snuck it in without telling anybody. Get a spoon. What, for the poop? No. Why would I do that? That doesn't sound like a good idea. Nah, I think I'll pass on that, thanks. I mean, it was dinner at some point. Now it's not dinner. It's the leftovers, as you would call them. Speaking of dinner, I don't know what I'm going to have for dinner tonight. I haven't really planned that far ahead. Like I said, I've been a bit preoccupied today, off in my own little world, contemplating things. Like I said, if you're interested in knowing more, jump over onto the Twitter. Not the Twitter, the Discord rather, and have a read. Yeah, so I've sort of been in my own little world today, not really focusing on anything else. So yeah, I need to figure out what I'm actually having for dinner tonight when I get home. Just stop at the supermarket or something on the way home and figure it out. Maybe get a pizza or something. Pizza should be easy. Spaghetti! No, I don't think there's any, like, honestly, I would if I could. I don't think there's any in the freezer that I have left over, because I would have to make it, and I don't think I've got everything to be able to make up spaghetti at the moment, so I'd have to stop, buy it, go home, make it. By the time I get home, and by the time I finish making it and it cooks and everything, I won't be eating dinner until like 10:30, maybe later, so it's just like, yeah, nah, I think we'll pass on the sketch tonight. Though I would really like it, so it actually sounds very tasty. You're just like, oh, so am I. Now I'm like, oh, I want spaghetti too. I'll have a look when I get home and see if there is any left in the freezer that's just, you know, been sitting there. You never know. Maybe we will end up having spaghetti. Meatballs. Might be an opportunity to actually try one of the recipes that I've saved on Instagram. I think that'll be the same deal though. I'll have to look up something and be like, have to go to the supermarket, buy all the ingredients, take it home, cook it. It's just like, I don't know if I can be bothered doing that tonight, honestly. You leave now. Jimmy going to do an angry rant on the podcast? No angry rant. Like I said, if you read the thing on Twitter, I keep saying Twitter, Discord, it's not an angry rant. I wouldn't even call it a rant. It's more me just spewing my thoughts out into word form in a digital space. Just brain diarrhea, I think. I wouldn't even call it brain diarrhea. It's just thoughts. Place where I'm at right now, not knowing what to do in a situation. That sort of thing. And for those that are interested, it does involve a woman. There is a lady involved. You're gonna hightail it off. You do have morning plans, so like you should go and sleep. All good, Taff. Thanks for dropping in and spending a bit of time here, hanging out with the crew. Enjoy your evening. Take it easy. Enjoy your plans for the morning. You're sick, so it's okay that you watch a stream, or should I do something more sick-like? What you mean, like throw up in the toilet? Sit around blowing your nose or something? It's like, of course you could watch the stream. What else are you going to do when you're sick? You'll infect us all. Luckily, stuff can't be transferred through a phone over the digital space, like into the ether, the internet ether. So I think we're all safe. And given that I just spent 3 days in close proximity to thousands of people, I think I'm okay. There's no signs of sickness yet, because there is a thing called PAX, which is basically, you go to PAX or a big convention like that, and there's a pretty good chance you're going to end up getting sick, just because, there's thousands of people that you're in close proximity. There's more than likely going to be somebody that's sick that's spreading stuff to people. But yeah, I've never actually ended up getting sick after PAX. So I've got a pretty good run going on when it comes to that, so I'm happy. I'm happy that I'm not sick. I mean, last year it wasn't so bad because everybody was wearing masks. It was sort of like a mandatory thing to getting into the convention center. Even though masks weren't mandatory at that point, they made them mandatory for PAX. So as soon as you entered in the convention center, you had to have a mask on. This year they didn't have those mask rules. There were still a few people wandering around with masks on, but yeah, good. I didn't get sick. But every time I heard somebody sneeze or cough, I'm like, ew, get away from me. I don't want your sickness. I was also a bit worried because I've been suffering from really bad hay fever over the last couple of weeks, like heading up to PAX. I'm just like, oh man, I'm going to be walking around PAX like sneezing and blowing my nose and stuff like all weekend. Everybody else is going to think that I'm sick. It's like, no guys, I swear, it's just hay fever. I'm not contagious. I'm not a leper. Please don't ostracize me. Oh, no. It is double evolve P tonight. So if you've got a whole bunch of stuff to evolve, tonight is a good night to do it. Oops, I need to collect this. Let's see what we're actually going to get, because this is my last breakthrough, so I haven't checked my current one. Probably not. So what did everybody else get up to on the weekend? Not too bad. I think I got better ones. We'll get rid of that. And like I said, we'll have a look, see. What are we going to get? Please get a raid pass. That would be nice. Yeah, cool, Stones. That's something that I need. Could have been a shiny. Nothing. Nobody did anything on the way. Why are you all so quiet all of a sudden? Everybody was chatting and now everyone's just not chatting. Fine, I'll do it. So, how about that weather? Good thing is the next couple of weeks, or the next 3 weeks of Spotlight Hours are actually good. Like the first 2 to start off this month haven't really been the greatest, but the next 3 are good. We get like Phantom, Yamask, and little pup. I can't remember what the other one is. It's Phantom, I should say, Yamask, and I looked at it just before I left home. Something else. You just played Pogo. So the weather, like at least here in Melbourne, wasn't really the greatest. Wasn't too bad on Sunday. But over the like Friday and Saturday, it was pretty cold here in Melbourne, which was a bit sucky for parks. You love Shiny Trevenant. Yeah, both Shiny Trevenant and Shiny Phantom are actually really nice shinies. Wait. Cupianic? I'm sorry, I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. No shinies yet. I do have a full family of these dudes, so it's not one that I need. So if we don't end up getting one, that's not too much of an issue, but we're only halfway through. We've still got half an hour left. So we'll see how we go. I've had pretty good luck when it comes to Spotlight Hours recently. We've ended up with a shiny from the vast majority of them over the last month and a half. Whenever I get my shinies, it always seems to be around this this part as well. So this is where I do have to check like everything. At least it doesn't smell like poop anymore. Even though don't mushrooms like poop, so maybe I need to go back to where like the poop smell is, because then I'll actually find the shiny. Also maybe just maybe chuck some shiny vibes in the texture. Maybe that'll put it out there into the universe, put them shiny vibes out there, get one to pop up. The best Spotlight Hours were the best ones. They were like community days for an hour. Some Spotlight Hours are good. We've had a lot of average ones over the last few months. I mean, last week it was Slowpoke, which is just like, you gave us a Slowpoke Spotlight Hour. We've already had a Slowpoke Community Day, and then this Detective Pikachu event that we had. They were basically the main spawn that was spawning, so it's just like, how many Slowpokes do you want to shove down our throat? Same with Growlithe. We had Growlithe only a few weeks back in Spotlight Hour, and then we had it during the last event that we had, and it was spawning during the Detective Pikachu event as well. So it's just like, how many bloody Growliths do we need? And yeah, we had Mankey in there as well, and yeah, there's just been a lot of very average picks when it comes to Spotlight Hours of recent. Like I said, the next 3 that we've got for the rest of this month are actually really good ones. Though I think that Phantom isn't going to be shiny for Spotlight Hour. I've seen one thing say that yes, it will be shiny, and then I've seen another thing that said that it won't be shiny. So I'm not actually sure. Like, we don't have that available as a shiny yet, but it is supposed to be available during one of the events this month. So whether it's available before the Spotlight Hour or after the Spotlight Hour, I'm not sure. I haven't checked. But yeah, it'll be a little bit disappointing if it's not shiny and then, you know, the next week it's available during an event and it is shiny. It's just like, come on, Niantic, if you're going to release it like shinies just after featuring it in Spotlight Hour, just put it in the bloody Spotlight Hour. Like, why? It's not like they're boosted shiny odds anyway, so it's not like a whole bunch of people are going to get it. It just makes it available and makes that Spotlight Hour a little bit more interesting. But it's Niantic. They do what they do. Nobody understands it at all. This has been a really quick lap around here as well. Like, I'm almost back at the car. By the time I get back to the car, I'm probably still going to have like 10-15 minutes left to Spotlight Hours. We might end up doing another lap. Niantic. That'd be them. You haven't played Pogo for like 3 months. Anything exciting? Any news? Actual good legendaries? Well, this month, a lot of this month, because it's the spooky month for Halloween and stuff like that, these are usually some of the best events of the year. So we do have a couple of decent raid bosses. At the moment, we've got Guzzlord, which is a new shiny. We do get some new shinies released during this month for the Halloween events. What else has been decent recently? Community Day last month wasn't really the greatest. It was Grubbin. I mean, it was a new shiny, but still, it was Grubbin. Yeah, it's been a bit hit and miss. A lot of the raid bosses over the last, couple of months haven't really been fantastic. We've had the legendary beasts like the Johto beasts. What else have we had? Non-shiny Celestia and Katana. Other stuff that wasn't really spectacular. But yeah, we got Guzzlord at the moment, which is a shiny. So even though the beasts are shiny as well, but it just didn't really get a lot of interest, which was surprising given that they're ones that we haven't had in raids for quite a while. I thought people would have been a bit more interested in them, but they just weren't. I suppose we have had them for a long time, so people have, tend to have the shinies of them sort of thing, because they've been featured during the Johto tour and so on. Other than that, no, there hasn't been anything too spectacular. I mean, we did have... did you happen to play during GoFest? I mean, GoFest happened. That was a pretty big thing. We got Mega Rayquaza. That's probably the biggest thing that's happened over the last couple of months. Yeah, that's about it, really. But Mega Rayquaza was good. It was good seeing a whole bunch of people out actually playing during GoFest. The weather was good here. So yeah, that was an enjoyable weekend. The GoFest weekend. Got a whole bunch of shinies. Got a 98% shiny Rayquaza from like my third raid of the day, so that was great. You remember when Darkrai was released? The good old days. So many. Yeah, good old. We haven't had that since last year. It was featured during last year's Halloween event. There's been no announcement for it being showcased this year during this year's Halloween event, which is very strange because usually they save those ones for the Halloween events and stuff. So I haven't really checked the raid bosses what we're getting for the rest of the month, though, so maybe it has been announced, I just haven't seen it. But yeah, Darkrai took me so long to actually get the shiny for. But we finally ended up getting one, but as you can see, we have a bit of an army. Oh, you did play GoFest, but you didn't enjoy it that much? Why so? What didn't you enjoy about GoFest? I found it to be a fun weekend. It was a long week, tiring weekend, 2 back-to-back, like 8-hour streams, like 8-hour plus streams, but it was a good weekend. Got a lot of shinies from it, so I was fairly happy with that. Got some new ones. It's always nice getting those new shinies that you've been hunting for a while. Didn't get everything that I wanted, but I did get another shiny unknown, which I wasn't expecting. I got my first shiny unknown during the Johto tour. Not the Johto tour, during the Hoenn tour. That was the one they had this year. Oh no, no, it was Hoenn. Yeah, got my first one from that after 800 plus checks, and then got a second one during GoFest, which is like, okay. If you want to be so generous, game. You were working. Well, fair enough. Play GoFest. Sorry, you already read that one. I mean, if you were working, of course you're not going to enjoy it as much just because you didn't get the full amount of time to actually. But that's no reason not to like the event just because you had something else on at the time. I can see why you probably didn't enjoy it as much as other people did just because you didn't get the opportunity to. But I mean, the event probably still would have been good for you if you weren't working. My first ever legendary, that would be Lugia, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure it's Lugia. Yeah. Because that was the first one that they released. It was during the first GoFest. They released Lugia, and then they did the team challenge, and whoever won the team challenge, their bird was released as the second one. And of course, Mystic being the biggest team, they won. So yeah, Mystic was released. Articuno was released. Then Moltres and Zapdos. But yeah, Lugia was the very first one. So we got good old Luigi. Or Luigi. Mamma mia. But yeah, that was when was that? Legendary. The 25th of the 7th, 2017. So, God, that was over 6 years now. That's an old one. But as you can see, I got 744 legendaries. I gotta go through and do a little bit of culling and get rid of some of these ones that I don't particularly need. So we have a lot. I have a lot of birds and a lot of Mewtwo's. I have something like 100 Mewtwo's or something like that. Mewtwo, a 71. So close to 100. But yeah, I definitely got to go through and do maybe a little bit of a clean out and get rid of. I don't think I need 71, and I wonder why I run out of storage all the time. Because I mean, at the moment, I have 2 free storage slots. That was after PAX though, because I haven't really cleaned out my storage from PAX because I was busy all weekend sort of thing, so I didn't get a chance to go through and clear out a whole bunch of the mainly slowpokes. And I've also still got to go through and clear out all these grubbin from the last con day. I still haven't done that. Yours was a 96% Rayquaza. And you're on level 10. You were shocked. You got lots of hate from your friends for that one. Good old Ray. I remember when they first released Ray, we didn't actually have enough people in the town to be able to do the raids, so we all had to start making second accounts. Like, our raid group just wasn't big enough. There was only like 5 of us at that time. I mean, now you can duo Rayquaza. But yeah, back then, yeah, we had no chance of doing it, so we all had to make second accounts just so we had enough to be able to get them done. Because that was back before they nerfed some of the raid bosses, so stuff like Rayquaza and Lugia and stuff. Like Lugia, don't get me started. Back in the day, you needed like 10 people, 8 to 10 people to be able to get it done. Still need a sizable lobby, but it's nowhere near as bad as it used to be. I think it's just because we've got more Pokemon now, so we have better counters. You can max out your Pokemon higher as well when it comes to CP, so that counterbalanced the need for more people a bit. At least 7, yeah, and that was 7 decent accounts. They couldn't just be like 7 randos, because you'd still drop short. I was very disappointed. My first encounter with Lugia, like shiny Lugia, I couldn't end up catching it because the game glitched out, so I ended up losing my first shiny Lugia. I was devastated. Like, the game just wouldn't let me catch it. But thankfully I think we got like, I think it's like 2 or 3 now. Lugia. Got 2 shiny Lugias. These are both pretty old as well. That one's from 2018. Yeah, they're both from 2018. In Greece, it's hard to find 7 people, especially in a small town. Yeah, I know exactly how you feel. That's what it was like here. Because I live in sort of like a small, I wouldn't say it's a small town. It's growing every day. But I live just outside of Melbourne, so I live like 40 kilometers out from the city. So yeah, we were finding it a little bit difficult to find people to do raids, and then our neighbouring suburb, which is like 15 minutes down the road sort of thing, down the freeway, that's when we started interacting with them a lot more. So we started like going over there and doing raids in Melton, and they started coming here and helping with raids, so the group grew a lot bigger once the 2 communities sort of merged. But we didn't so much merge, we just, started helping each other out. You live near Sydney and it's still hard to find enough? That's surprising, given that Sydney has a fairly big player base. I mean, I suppose it depends on where you are. Sort of thing. Some places are just going to have more players than others. Like, closer to the CBD, I mean, because everybody's commuting in to go to work or school or stuff like that, that's where you're going to find the most players, I suppose. But anywhere in sort of the outer suburbs, you're probably going to struggle a bit. But I suppose it's the same for anywhere, really, except maybe like Tokyo. Pretty sure you could go anywhere in Tokyo and there'll be enough people to do a raid. There's just people out in the street, tapping their phones. There's cats that have got phones that are like tapping on them to catch. Because, cats like Pokemon. It's a proven fact. I read it in a book one day. Hey Diana, how you doing? Sorry it's been a hectic morning. Oh good. Oh good. Forgot the time change for streams. Yeah, it takes a couple of weeks for people to get used to the time change. In York too. Yeah, like I said, those more heavily, like densely populated cities, it's not going to be as hard to find, sort of thing. I mean, Australian cities are a bit more sparse than American or Japan, like Japanese cities and stuff like that. There is 125 million people that live just in Tokyo. Australia has a population of like 29 million. So not even half, like quarter of the population of Tokyo lives across the entirety of Australia. So there's a huge difference in population, and also places like Japan, for instance, because it's the birthplace of Pokemon and it's part of their culture, like anime and all that sort of stuff. You just find a lot more people that'll play the game than you will in Australia and so on. How you doing, Shannon? What's the shiny rate for Shroomish at the moment? Playing from Catherine, Northern Territory, so about to start for us. It's full odds. So yeah, every Spotlight Hour, unless it's a perma boosted shiny, will have the odds that it usually has. I'm pretty sure Shroomish is like a full odds shiny, so like 1 in 275 or whatever it is for full odds. So there's a chance that you'll get the shiny. You just have to click on as many as you possibly can, sort of thing. But yeah, unfortunately, it's not like a community day where it's like that 1 in 25. Also, what a place to be playing Pokemon Go in Catherine. That'd be awesome. I've never actually been to the Northern Territory myself. It is on that bucket list sort of thing though. Get there at some point. My grandparents used to, back when they were a bit younger, sort of thing, used to travel around like all the way through Western Australia and Northern Territory and stuff like that, like all the time. So there's lots of stories of them going through Catherine and stuff. Going to see the crocodiles and the gorges and stuff. You've been to Darwin and Catherine. Nice. Yeah, like I said, I haven't been to the Northern Territory myself. I've been to pretty much every Western Australia, Northern Territory, and Tasmania. They're the only places in Australia I haven't been. I've been to like every other state. Used to go to New South Wales and South Australia on a semi-regular basis when I was a kid, sort of thing, with my folks. Been to Queensland a couple of times, but only as far as the Gold Coast, so barely into Queensland. So there's like so much of Queensland. It's like half of the country basically, like on the eastern seaboard, like going up. It's like a whole other part of the country that I still haven't been to yet. It's, bigger than Victoria and New South Wales combined. So I'd like to go to other parts of Queensland as well, get up to like the Daintree rainforest, go and check that out, and check out Cairns and Townsville and stuff like that. Hey Jimmy, how you doing, man? Welcome in. Shiny vibes for everybody. Yeah, let's chuck some more shiny vibes into the chat. Shiny vibes. I still don't have the shiny myself, so we got 9 minutes. And like I said, unfortunately I'm back in the car park at the car. Still got 10 minutes left, so I have to keep walking. So we might end up doing like another full lap. We'll see how we go. You haven't been to South Australia or Tassie? I can understand it's like Tasmania. Like, who wants to go to Tasmania? It's cold. And everybody's wife is their sister. Like that. Tasmania is actually pretty nice. I wouldn't mind going there at some point. It's got some pretty nice landmark stuff. But South Australia is good. Like, depending on where you go, like a lot of South Australia is just desert, so you sort of need to stick to the coast. But down Beachport and stuff like that, sort of along the coast, they're really nice little, well, they used to be like fishing towns sort of thing. Fun fact, in Beachport, it's actually got the longest pier in the southern hemisphere. It goes something like 5 kilometers out to sea. Yeah, they repaired it just recently. I can't remember the distance for it, but it's some crazy long ass pier that goes out into the ocean. But yeah, I haven't been to Beachport in that long. It's probably changed so much since I was last there, because it was, gee, it would have been like 7, maybe 8. I don't know, depends on, I can't even remember the last time I went to. I was definitely young, so it was quite a long time ago. I can remember one time when I was in Beachport, because they have sand dunes there, and my parents actually went back not too long ago, and they were saying that all the sand dunes that used to be there are all gone. They've all overgrown, so like there's just no sand dunes there anymore. They're just basically hills. But I went there as a kid, and yeah, I would have only been like 6, 7 years old, something like that. But there was a huge storm blowing in off of the ocean, and it was like early morning. Me, my mum, and my sister have gone out, and we're standing on top of this sand dune, and I'm jumping into the wind, and the wind was that strong that it was actually holding me up in the air for a few seconds before I would hit the ground, because I was that light. Because, you know, I'm only a small little child. How you going? Emir, sorry. Andy Warwicker, hey. I was just before, got them post-PAX blues, but I'm managing. Lucky I got you guys to keep me occupied for a little bit, so I don't have to think about missing PAX. The Shroom Hundo in the wild, it'll depend on what level it is, dude. There is no set Hundo level for a wild Pokemon. It's all random because it depends on the level that it is when you encounter it. Oh no, so thank you for loving the content, Emir. Oh, that was a good one. No, I miss travelling around as a child, sort of thing. Because my parents made it a fact that they would take us and visit places around Australia as often as possible when I was a kid, just so I could see the country. So I've been to a whole bunch of caves, like through Victoria, New South Wales, South Australia and stuff like that. There's some really nice caves. Yeah, you go into some of these caves and they've got like cordoned off areas which have just got animal bones. And they're like, this is a such and such thing that went extinct, you know, 100,000 years ago, and it's just this thing that's just laying in this cave. So it's just like this thing had fallen into a cave, died, and it's just been sitting there for, you know, thousands and thousands and thousands of years. Like giant kangaroos and stuff like that. What's for dinner? We were just discussing that earlier. I don't know. I don't know what I'm having for dinner. I haven't really planned anything because I've been preoccupied all day with stuff in my head, which we were also talking about earlier. Yeah, it's been one of them days. As I was saying, got them post-PAX blues, so I've been just pining about not being at PAX. Just, I want to be back at PAX, talking to cool people and playing video games and, you know, just having a good time in general. And then also just other stuff going on in my head that just haven't had the time to really think about dinner. I actually forgot to feed my dog. It was like 20 to 5 or something, and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta feed the dog. She's like, oh, I'm sorry, sweetie, I forgot to feed you. Hey, how you doing? Hey, welcome in. Happy to catch the stream live. Oh, nice to have you here. Yeah, these Spotlight Hour streams and the Raid Hour streams will now be an hour earlier because of the daylight savings time change. And depending on where you are in the world, if your daylight savings is going to end soon, then that'll push them back another hour. Alrighty, we have 3 minutes left to try and get this shiny, so we better start clicking and stop talking. I've been a very talkative Jimmy. Sometimes I run out of things to say when I show, but tonight has been, it's been one of those nights where I've just had a lot to talk about. Been very preoccupied. Like I said, I've had stuff just mulling around in my head all weekend. I gotta get this stuff out. Random pee poo poo. Indeed. Indeed. Have some Stardust, catch them all. I don't have the room in my... I have 2 free slots in my... No, I have 1 free slot in my storage now, so... No, we won't be catching them all. And when it comes to Stardust, I have... 19,526,376, so we're not exactly running short on that. Can I upload my video? My video of what? Sorry, of the stream. The streams go up automatically, if that's what you're talking about. So once the stream's finished, it'll go up onto the channel. If you're talking about like an actual Pogo video, I have nothing filmed. I haven't filmed a video for Pogo in months now. It's been like 6-7 months since I did the video, maybe a bit longer. Yeah, they just weren't getting the views that warranted me putting in the time to putting videos together. I mean, I can, and I shouldn't let that, you know, take my motivation away from actually doing videos. But I don't know, I just feel like Pokemon Go is a game that's just not really getting the views that it used to get. So there's no point me making videos. I can just stick to streaming it these days, stream events. So yeah, we do these, we do raid hours, community days, big events like GoFest and stuff. And something that I was reading earlier on Twitter is supposedly Niantic is going to be doing more Safari City events. And they might be actually doing one in Brisbane. Okay, 7 p.m. guys. Bow. No shiny tonight. That's okay. Like I said, we didn't need it. We've got a full family of Shroomish, so I am happy with that. You're off to lonely bed. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, dude. I know how you feel. Going to bed by yourself. It's not fun. It's always nice having somebody there, having your cuddle buddy or something. But yeah, the stream will be up on the channel. As soon as I finish the stream, it gets processed and YouTube will upload it automatically for me, so it'll be there for you to watch when you get up, so you can watch it back. But have a good night, eh? Sleep tight. In Greece, I'm not sure where they were gonna be. I just remember them saying that, because Brisbane was supposed to get back before COVID, a guy in Australia that lives in Queensland, like in Brisbane, actually secured some funding from the state government to try and organise a Safari Zone event. But then COVID happened and it sort of got pushed to the wayside and it never really happened. But yeah, I saw something being posted up. It's not an official thing, it's just been a leak that has popped out that there's a couple of locations around the world that I think one was in Spain. No, wait, Spain's already getting one. Like an actual one. It's in Barcelona, isn't it? Okay, so it wouldn't have been Spain. That's probably what I'm thinking of. One was Australia. I can't remember what the other 2 places were because I wasn't really paying much attention to the other places because I'm like, oh, Australia might get one. Yeah, so if you look on Twitter, you might be able to find it. But yeah, anyway, if there is going to be one here, it'll probably be in Brisbane, because like I said, guy had funding for it that was like $1 million set aside from the state government to do something like that. So we'll see. But hopefully they're planning, like supposedly the leak was saying that they're planning on doing them early next year, and they'll be able to do them more like they want to do more of these city safari events sort of thing, just because instead of them being focused in an actual park where they have to rent out the park and set up like, you know, geo-fencing and all that sort of stuff, they can just have it operating across the whole city. So there's no problems with bandwidth problems, and it's just easier for them to run events like that. There's less that's involved to actually running an event like that. So yeah, we'll see. Fingers crossed we'll actually start getting some events. Netherlands here. I think the Netherlands might have been one, but you guys have already had safari zones, so what if the chat was a 90s comedy show? So what, there's just a laugh track in the background every time I say something, it's just ha 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 ha, like, there's just laughing and clapping. That'd be cool. It'd make me think that I'm actually funnier than I am. I could be like a Friends character. Hello everybody. Laughing computer intensifies. Yeah, exactly. You just have the laugh track in the background. Are you heading off as well, dude? No worries, man. Thanks for tuning in. Or unless you're saying goodnight to A. But if you are taking off, thank you for joining in, man. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Yeah, at this point I'm already like halfway through a lap, so I'll keep streaming until I get around to the other side, back to the car park, wrap up the stream, then think about getting some dinner on the way home. But there's bacon at home. There's bacon and tomato. I might just have bacon and tomato sandwiches, because that way it's easy and I don't have to put much effort into it. I just have to cook some bacon and chop up some tomatoes and then cook some toast in the toaster. That's easy. Oh, it's morning here. Okay. I don't know what time zones people are in, so I just assume that it's night for everybody at some point. Yeah, it's hard to keep track. When there's so many different time zones, it's hard to keep track of where people are, like what time zone they're in. Ooh, a lot of touch. Unfortunately, not a shiny. Still don't have that shiny. Gibnox, again, I don't know what you're doing. When you start speaking in Dutch, man, I don't understand it. I'm sorry. Seriously, yeah, I'm pretty sure the Netherlands had one, like, wasn't it like a year or two back? I'm positive you guys had a safari zone. Or it was one of the neighbouring countries, but yeah, I'm almost positive it was in the Netherlands. Oops, stinks like poop again. Hasn't been as strong this time around, which is really weird. Maybe I've just been around it that long that my nose just doesn't smell it anymore. I've been desensitized to the poop. Hey, you just got the shiny Shroomish. Nice, man. Well done. I wouldn't mind getting a shiny Dinette. I still don't have the little blue rat, the little brown rat. I'm glad somebody got the shiny. Because it sure wasn't me. That's right. Like I said, I think I had enough good luck over the weekend when it came to shinies. And that's the thing, it's like, because I was at PAX, I wasn't playing the game constantly all day. Like, I'd take it out of my pocket every hour or so, every half an hour, and just do a quick check of what's around. And or if I was just standing there watching somebody playing a game or something like that, or standing in line for something, I'd rip it out and play it for. So I probably could have caught more shinies if I was playing the game more actively over the weekend. You have doggy cuddles, so you're happy. Doggy cuddles are good, unless your dog stinks. Like my dog, she's old, she smells because she hasn't had a bath in a while. She got really stinky breath. Took you a few though, even went for a quick drive. Still got one, dude. I mean, what? You got it half an hour in, 40 minutes in, so you still got time, you may get another one. Keep at it, man, you never know. Your dog is 12 years old. Yeah, my dog's around that age as well, maybe a little bit older. Sort of thing, so she's getting on in years. My parents actually took her to the vet last week because she was feeling sick the other week, sort of thing. And she was really crook. She was throwing up and had diarrhea and stuff like that. And it was like a prolonged thing. So it went over for like a week, which is unusual. Usually, dogs are sick and then they get better. But we couldn't get her into the vet until like a week later, sort of thing, because they were like fully booked out. But yeah, took her into the vet. She's all right now, but supposedly she's starting to go blind. The vet was saying, she's starting to lose her sight a little bit. It's not too bad at the moment, but it'll be more evident at night time when things are a bit darker. But yeah, it'll keep progressing, sort of thing, as she gets older. So it's a bit sad. It's when you realize that your pets are starting to get old and stuff like that, when you start seeing that sort of thing. They start going blind, or they start just having issues in other areas, sort of thing. Just makes you realize that you're not around forever. As much as you would like them to be, unfortunately their lives are always going to be shorter than our lives. But it also makes you appreciate having them in the first place, sort of thing, because you realize how limited your time is with them. Oh yeah, tomorrow's raids is Guzzlord. Ah, oh, bless her, your dog has been Cattlemon's. Yeah, my dog's been a bit sucky over the last few days, like this morning. She just wanted to cuddle and have pats, sort of thing. But like I said, she's stinky. So she's like, oh, I can pat you, but you do smell. I mean, I can ignore it because I do love you, because you're my dog, but at the same time, God, you need a bath. It's weird just having these generic spawns. There's no Spotlight Hour, there's no event going on, so when it goes back to generic spawns, it's just like, great. Same old, same old. Though there has been some interesting spawns. I had a wild Nidoking spawn at my house last night. Just like, there's something that you don't see every day. You have a walk-in showers. Yeah, unfortunately we don't. So I suppose in the ensuite there is, but usually if Nobi is going to have a bath or something like that, you just take her to the dog wash, because there's like one of those car wash, like DIY car wash places nearby, and they have like a dog wash part there as well. So you can take your dog down there and give him a bit of a bath. Ah, Pikachu, where's your detective hat? It's weird seeing a Pikachu that isn't costume. It just looks naked. You know, but like when you see your dog or your cat or something without their collar on, and you're just like, oh, you're naked. How rude. Yeah, weird seeing like an animal that's always got its collar on without its collar on. You've had Ninetales wandering around this morning. Nice. Always nice having the Ninetales popping up. Yeah, the purple bird. The purple bird. Articuno. Yeah, Articuno's the purple one. Had Articuno on your daily incense run today. Was going to use a Master Ball, but you didn't. Nah, I mean, honestly, the Galarian birds are the only thing that's worth using the Master Ball on, because, I mean, honestly, what else do you get? Like, any shiny that you get from a raid, you're going to catch 100%. Unless you maybe encounter a hundo from a raid or something, you might want to use it there. Like, if you find a hundo legendary, just to make sure that you do catch it. That's probably the only other thing that you may need a Master Ball for. But honestly, I wouldn't waste a Master Ball on the Galarian birds, just because we're going to get them in raids at some point. The ones that you're encountering in the wild are going to have really bad stats. And yeah, they have a terrible catch rate, so you sort of... People are like, oh, I'll use my Master Ball just because I want to catch this thing. But if you just wait until they're in raids, then you'll get one that's got a lot better stats. It'll have an easier catch rate. So that's just my thought process on the Galarian birds. So yeah, even if I encountered one, I'd still just use normal Pokeballs, like an Ultra Ball or something to try and catch it. I'd be like, yeah, save my Master Ball for something else. This morning you haven't had too much pain, so that's good. Always good when you don't have to have, I mean, you know, the meds are important and stuff like that, but if you can go without taking them, that's a bonus. You've been away for 10 minutes, what's up with the chat? They're just being themselves. This is what the chat's usually like. The chat just being the chat. You're just waiting as not walking around as much at the moment. Doing 30 kilometers is going to take ages. Yeah. And 30 kilometers takes anybody a long time. Unless you're like a marathon runner or something like that. 30Ks, you just got to knock it off when you can. The walking distance that I need to do because the last things, I've actually got my walking distance done. Okay, I still need to finish the snapshots of them. Yeah, the last things that I need to do for the Master Ball research, I need to hatch 5 more eggs and do, 25 more raids. So then I've got everything that I need to do for the Master Ball research. Oh, come on, Mantis. It is a shiny that I need. Throw sweets in chat. You might want to be careful doing that. You might get arrested for, trying to lure children. It's like, there she is! That's the Wicked Witch, Hansel and Gretel. She wants to eat children. You've not done half of the research. I've had pretty good luck with it. Like some of the stuff, like the 50 50 excellent throws, that was easy. I got that done during Community Day. I think it was Community Day. I got most of that done. There was send gifts to friends, wasn't there? I can't remember some of them now. The research task one, I got that one finished over the weekend at PAX because I was doing a lot of the research tasks for the Let's Go Pikachu, the Detective Pikachu event. I got the walking one done over the weekend as well, because I was walking quite a distance, like just around packs and to stations and so on. Yeah, a lot of them just sort of got done just easily. They just sort of happened in the background. It's been honestly, I thought the eggs one was going to be the one that stopped me. But again, because I've been walking around so much recently, I've just had eggs on, and said I'm only 5 away from getting that done. I'm pretty sure I got an egg on right now as well, so once that's hatched, it's only 4 more. Yeah, the raids, unfortunately, because of the increase in Pokecoins and just the remote raid passes being nerfed and stuff like that, that's what stopped me from getting through that one as quick as I probably should have. Because yeah, I'm just not really raiding much. I only did 1 raid over the weekend while I was at PAX, and that was that one Guzzlord raid that I did that I got the shiny from. Yeah, so these days the only time that I really raid is during raid hours when I'm posting raids for you guys. So that's why that one's been so slow to get through, but we've still got 42 days, so 25 raids, 42 days, should be able to do it. As long as I'm getting 5 or so raids done each raid hour, maybe pick up a few here or there, we should be able to get through it. Even if it gets to like the last, 5 or 6 days left of the event and I still need a couple, I can just go out and just use my free pass on doing some tier 1 raids or something like that, just to knock it out. Yeah, I've already got 3 kilometers on this 5k egg that I chucked on just before, so yeah, that one should hatch fairly soon. Meatballs and eggplants for the... What about eggplant meatballs? Probably not going to get them just because they're not... Eggplants are not meat, so eggplant bowls. Vegetarian meatballs made from eggplants and tofu. And the tears of the children that have to eat them. You wish Negan lived in Melbourne. Coming to Melbourne on the 24th of November. Yeah, hopefully the weather's good. It should be pretty good at that time of year. Getting pretty close to summer. I actually got burnt yesterday. I did my workout outside yesterday because it was like a relatively nice day, and I'm like, you know what? Stuff it. I'm gonna take my equipment outside and like just do a workout outside. I was outside for a couple of hours and I was just like, I really should put sunscreen on, just because I'm probably going to get burnt. And then sure enough, when I went back inside, I looked in the mirror and my shoulders were just red. So like my left shoulder's worse, but across my shoulders, the top of my chest and the top of my back is just red. It's like, oh. So yeah, laying on my shoulder last night was a bit painful. It's just a bit tender. But that's what I get for not wearing sunscreen in the Australian sun. I knew that I was going to get burnt and I should have put sunscreen on, but I was already outside and I was like starting my workout. I'm just like, oh, I don't want to put sunscreen on. So it was totally my fault. So yeah, at least I know next time. Put bloody sunscreen on. You're going to watch the new Saw. Low-key haven't been happy for a new movie in such a long time. Yeah, I don't know if I'll go and see it in theaters, but I'll watch it when it comes out on like Netflix and stuff like that, more than likely. I don't know, I haven't really been a big fan of any of the Saw movies since the first one. I mean, the first one was awesome, and then, like any movie, like successful movie, Hollywood just digs its claws into it and just tries to milk it for everything that it's worth. That's why we have, 10 Saw movies now? 10 Fast and Furious movies. I don't know why they even made one of those stupid movies, but there's 10 of them now. Just like, who's still watching this garbage? What? How are these movies still in existence? I don't understand. Somebody has to be watching them for them to like keep making them. Yeah, what other movies have Hollywood? I mean, you got like James Bond and stuff like that, but I mean, James Bond's been a long-running franchise, which has actually been relatively successful, sort of thing. Like, the James Bond movies aren't too bad. But yeah, they've got, what, 27 of them now or something like that. So yeah. I mean, Wolf Creek is another example. I mean, Wolf Creek, like the first Wolf Creek was a great psychological horror, like Australian horror movie. The second one was just a gore fest for the sake of making a gore fest. Again, Hollywood dug its claws. They're just like, this is a successful movie. Now let's just turn it into a murder, like, you know, a slasher film. So they have people running around getting stabbed and slaughtered and shot, and it's just like, It's not like the first one. The first one was like a psychological run from the bad guy movie. There was elements of that in the second one, but too many people just died along the way, and it's just like, yeah, nah, this is not what Ivan Milat did. Because, I mean, that's who that movie is based on. If you guys don't know who Ivan Milat is, he was an Australian serial killer that used to kill backpackers and stuff like that in the desert, in the Bangalore Ranges or whatever they were. Something like that. Isn't the world just a giant Melbourne? No. There's a lot of places, like, I don't think North Korea is anything like Melbourne, just quietly. Same with, you know, parts of the Middle East and so on. Not very Melbourne-ish. Don't see too many terrorists or crazy people trying to build nuclear weapons running around in Melbourne. Terrorists occasionally, but no crazy nukes, crazy dictators. No, I'm wrong, sorry. We did have one dictator. His name was Daniel Andrews. But he's gone now. What nationality am I? You're lucky to be part Fijian, Indian, Indian Fijian. So you don't get burnt, you just get darker Kizzy olive. I'm Australian. I'm like German Irish. That's my background. But I usually have, like, during the summertime, like, when I do burn, I basically go brown afterwards. So I don't, like, burn and turn into a beetroot or stuff like that. I do have fairly olivey complexion because of my mum, because she has darker skin. Sort of thing. So, like, I'm pale during, you know, winter and stuff like that, but as soon as the sun comes out, if I'm out in the sun for long enough, I tan up quite nicely. My sister's always been jealous of that because she's always had very fair skin, so she does burn. But yeah, me, I go olivey depending on how much sun I've got. Also, my hair, you can tell how much sun I've got as well, just because my hair starts going blonde. So I start getting, like, blonde streaks through my hair. So yeah, I have very strange coloured hair. It's like, I'm obviously, you know, brunette. I have brown hair. But yeah, I have streaks of, like, blonde. Like, as a child, I was a blonde. My hair went brown as I got older. But I was, like, a blonde-haired child. And yeah, I have, like, red hair sort of, like, mixed in with the brown. So it's like brown, blonde, red. You can really see it when it's in the sun. I've even been, like, had comments on it before. Like, I was at one of my mates' joints years and years ago, and we're out in his backyard, and his mum comes out, and she's looking at my hair, and she's just like, is your hair red? I'm like, nah. She's like, but, you know, you got streaks of, like, red through your hair, brown, like, blonde. I'm like, yep, that's my hair. Saw being pretty good, though. The Fast and the Furious is the worst set of movies. Like, after no, they were the worst set of movies from the get-go. Just the dumbest precedents for a movie franchise ever, and they've just rolled with it, and it's just like, God, can you just stop, please? You have 230 roundabouts in your area. That's a lot of roundabouts. Americans don't know what roundabouts are. I mean, in their entire country, they're lucky to have like 10. They do have them in some places, but a lot of the time they get to a roundabout and they're like, what do I do? Where do I go? How do I get out of this thing called a roundabout? But roundabouts are very good because they keep the flow of traffic going, rather than having a set of lights and having, you know, people have to stop and to let other people go. A roundabout's just basically, if you're free to go, you go, sort of thing. You give way to the right, and yeah, once you know those rules, it's fairly easy to use a roundabout. They just get tricky when they got multiple lanes in them though. Sometimes you gotta merge through lanes as you're going around the roundabout, but even then, once you've had your experience with a roundabout, they're not too bad. Should start streaming Deltarune Chapter 1 and 2 right before Chapter 3 releases, so you get the views from people wanting to get into the game, and stream the new Chapter 3. When's Chapter 3 coming out? I watched Jack playing, Sean, Jacksepticeye, playing through thing recently, not Deltarune, Undertale. I've never actually played Undertale myself, and I don't have to. Even though it's probably one of those games that you should play. But the Deltarune playthrough keeps popping up on my feed now, and I'm just like, should I save this one and actually play it myself? You can't sit down in the sun. Yeah, fair enough. As I said, I've got some moles and that on my back and my shoulders, like my neck, shoulders, and so on, that I probably should keep out of the sun. But like I said yesterday, I was out in the sun with those exact areas exposed to the sun, getting sunburnt, so not too smart of me. Fashion show with Jimmy. I'm wearing a black Doom t-shirt, Adidas pants, DC's. Ooh la la. Moles have turned because of the sun. Yeah, like I said, I gotta try and keep some of these ones that are on my neck and shoulders and that out of the sun. Shoulders aren't too bad because I've usually got a t-shirt on or something, but yeah, my neck is the most exposed part that I really need to make sure that I've got proper sun protection, I should say. Skin protection. I suppose it is skin protection, but skin protection from the sun. Ooh, let's go. You love roundabouts. Life is a roundabout. Sure it is. Does that mean that you keep going around and wake up, eat, sleep, wake up, eat, work, die, sort of just going around in a big circle? Frankston North has one roundabout, people skid around it, and we'll see 3 guys do it at once. They had to put cameras in the street, because, yeah, that happens in a lot of places though. Wherever there's hoons, them damn hoons in their hoon mobiles. When are we doing Starfield? Soon. I keep meaning to get back into it, but I can't find the motivation right now. I was going to do some yesterday because it was my day back from PAX. It was supposed to just be a nice, cozy day. Just going to play some video games, recover from PAX sort of thing. But then, yeah, things from Sunday happened. So my head space was a little bit all over, and I was preoccupied thinking about other stuff. Like I said, if you guys want to get a bit of an inkling into what I'm talking about, jump onto the Discord server. I've sort of posted it up there. So yeah, my head wasn't really in the space to like sit around and play video games all day. And so yeah, I did a workout just to try and clear my head. And but yeah, I'll try and get back into it at some point this week, maybe Thursday. Will be a good day to jump back into it. Toby Fox says you can play the entire game without too many glitches, so maybe the stream page will open at Halloween, the 6th Delta Dawn anniversary. Okay. That doesn't really give me a lot of time to go through and play 2 other games, though. And then there's a cliffhanger, so you really want it to come out fast. No, life is a roundabout. If you keep spinning, you feel amazing. Or you throw up. That was one thing at PAX. I was playing a VR game and did start to feel just a little bit queasy sort of thing. I was just like, whoa, man. This seems really weird. It's like I'm walking around and I'm like going down hills and just spinning around and doing all this stuff, but I'm standing stationary. So my brain's like doing one thing, but my body's doing another. And I'm just like, whoa, this is making me feel just a little bit odd. It was a fun game though, but yeah, I just felt very odd because I don't have a VR headset, so I have never really done VR like that before. So jumping in and just being like, whoa, like, what the hell is going on here? My brain doesn't know how to comprehend this. Sad because an old lady lived across the house I used to live at. People used to graffiti her walls with swastikas all across her house. Yeah. Unfortunately, stuff like that happens just because people don't think. They just do stupid stuff. You need to get stressed and sore stuff. No worries, Diana. We're probably going to be wrapping up the stream in a couple of minutes anyway, because I'm almost back at the car. Sort of thing. And unfortunately, it doesn't look like I'm going to get a random shiny afterwards either. Sad Jimmy noises. I know it takes 5 hours. Okay, that's not too bad. But that's if you know what you're doing and you're playing. And also those types of games are the type of games where it's like if you're streaming it, you need to do voices for the characters. I'm not really like a character voice type of person, so I don't know how I'd go doing that sort of thing. I tried to do it with Scarlet Violet sort of thing, and it worked to an extent, but then I just forget who has which voice, and yeah, it just becomes a bit of a muddled mess in my head. A lot of bad people out here and only getting worse. Yeah. Even though we live in like the best time in human history for things are some of the, like, we live in some of the safest times that we've ever lived in. You know, we don't have any major wars going on. Yeah, there's stuff going on in certain parts of the world, but for the most part, but it seems to just make people stupid because they don't realize what they've got. So you got people acting out all over the place instead of being idiots. Roundabout stream, just 1 hour driving in circles. Isn't that what a raid hour is technically? Like, especially when I got to start driving to the gyms. It's just me driving around. Look. So, you know, same. Ugh. That is good. Some good sitting right there. You can still drive around. Just get, you know, one of them little scooter things. Just use that to drive around in circles. You can do it. I believe in you. Trust me. It'll work. Alrighty. Yeah. All right. What is it? 27 likes, guys. Remember to like the stream if you haven't already. I know people forget, but it does help out immensely. So I do appreciate it if you guys hit that thumbs up button. Because yeah, we need to get them likes so YouTube knows to push this out to other people. You're lying on a sofa. I'm sitting in a car right now. Now I need to start figuring out what I'm going to have for dinner. Like I said, I think I might just have bacon and tomato sandwiches because then I don't have to put much thought process into it and I can go home and contemplate what I'm doing. Because, yeah, I'm a little bit frazzlized. Your job. What for food, chat? What's dinner? Oh, well, I mean, not everybody's having dinner, so I guess what for food is a better... What food are you going to eat next, chat? If you're an American, you can do that in Australia as well. In South Australia, you can get your learner's permit at 16. So you can start learning how to drive at 16. Still can't get your full license until you're 18, but yeah, you can get your L's and start learning how to drive at 16. A dinner stream. I don't have a setup to do that sort of stuff, like cooking streams or dinner streams or any of that sort of stuff, because everything is in my bedroom. Like, so I'd need to get like separate cameras, and it's just a whole other rigmarole. Then I'd have to get like a laptop, and so there's like a whole bunch of equipment that I would have to get to be able to do that sort of stuff. Take it easy, Negan. Have a good night. Had sausages and jacket potatoes last night. It's a little bit plain for my liking. Like, I don't know. I just find food like that to be very bland. It's like I'm a person that likes like spice, like herbs and spices and just really tasty food. So I like to zest my stuff up. I mean, as I say, I'm going to have bacon and tomato sandwiches tonight, which is like pretty plain as it gets sort of thing. But you can still zhuzh it up and make them taste not too bad. But yeah, for the most part, I like proper tasty food. Go get grocery stream first. Yeah, I don't really want to be streaming in a supermarket. You're gonna eat bread with apple stroop. Nice. What type of bread? Just plain old bread. I'm gonna have bread and water. That's what I'm having for dinner. Oh, actually, that reminds me, I do need to stop and get drinks on the way home. Otherwise, I will be drinking water tonight. Yes. Okay, stop at the supermarket on my way home. Jimmy the new Gordon Ramsay. It's all donkey bollocks. Your cooking is shit. Gonna shut this restaurant down. But can Jimmy eat bread and apple? No, I can eat bread, but I can't eat apple strip just because I don't have any. Your head wanted it plain last night. Fair enough. Some people enjoy. Like my dad likes eating plain, but like depends on what area you grew up in. Like back when my dad was younger, like plain food was the norm, sort of thing. You know, you had your meat and your veg and very bland food, whereas I like tasty food. Like if I make my spaghetti, I'm seasoning it with, rosemary and parsley and salt and pepper and wine and stuff like that. So it's zesty and full of life and Italian. A poopily poopily poo. Jimmy gonna turn his water into wine? No, I think there's already wine at home. I don't need to worry about doing that. But I think I'll just stick to... I'm not a big drinker. I had a couple of drinks on Sunday night after Parks with Andrew. But yeah, other than that, I don't really drink often anymore. It's not good weight gain and stuff, like if you drink too much. So if you're trying to get in shape and work out and all that sort of stuff like I am, it's best to cut down on the drinking. So that's what I've done. So I don't really drink too much at all anymore. You might make some blueberry muffins. Nice. Good old blueberry muffins. They're good. We love apple stroop. Yeah, well, you're Dutch. Of course you do. You like all those types of bakery pastries and stuff. It's a very Dutch thing. All right, guys. I'm going to wrap up the stream here. We are sitting on... Hey, we got one extra. Okay, guys. If you haven't liked the stream yet, make sure you do. We'll probably get some more later on, but that is okay. Anyway, guys, I am going to wrap up for the evening, but thank you, everybody that has joined in tonight. It's been a pretty good chat. We've had lots of people dropping in, hanging out for a bit. So I'm surprised, given that it was Shroomish, so many people were actually interested in it. So yeah, I'll be back tomorrow night for Guzzlord raids, same time as usual. Oh, actually, not so much as usual, just because, you know, time is different now because of daylight saving. So remember, guys, streams are an hour earlier, depending on where you are in the world, but it's the same time for me. Yeah, so we'll be back to do Guzzlord raids tomorrow night, and then on the weekend... No, it's not Community Day this weekend. It is the Yes vote this weekend. Hang on, which weekend is it next weekend or the weekend after? It is this weekend. Okay. Okay, but it's on Sunday. Okay, so voting is on Saturday. That's good. Community Day is on Sunday. All right, so yeah, we got raid hour tomorrow. My brain just stopped working for a second. Raid hour tomorrow night, and then Community Day on the weekend. So we'll get into some of that goodness. Community Day goodness. I've got to go through and make room in my storage before Community Day, because otherwise I won't be catching anything. So, alrighty, guys. Again, thank you so much for everybody that's tuned in tonight. Enjoy your morning, evening, noon, or night. Stay safe. Happy hunting. Good luck for your spotlight hours. Hit that thumbs up button on your way out if you haven't already. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow evening. Until then, peace out. Have a good one. Bye bye. Bye 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 bye.